Hey, welcome to my journey into another weigh-in video. Listen, I am tired this morning. I had my sleep study last night, and if you've ever had one, you know you're not in your bed, and you're hooked up to everything in the world. So I did not have a good night's sleep, and I am tired. I was supposed to get Wesley today, but I told RJ, I said, between my back hurting on that hard bed and not much sleep, I believe I'll just wait and see him later. But for my weigh-in, I really didn't know what to expect because I really hadn't eaten the best this week. Not as in a bunch of junk, but I have eaten out 2 or 3 times. Even though it's not a big quantity that I eat out, it's still eating out food. But I stayed the same because I gained 0.2. So I would rather have had a loss, but they said, oh, excuse me. It wasn't no worse than that. So we'll just try to get back on with it this week until next. But if you remember, I told you my home sleep study showed that I didn't have sleep apnea anymore. So guess what I did? I didn't even wait for this one. She says she needs this one as her backup, as her proof that I don't, because this is the main one they do. And I packed up my CPAP machine. It's in the closet. As soon as she said I didn't have any on that, gone. I've slept fine ever since. And boy, I don't miss that thing. I've heard this, excuse me, since like 2005. So I do not miss it. But what they do, in case you don't know, they hook you up. I asked her, I said, how many things do you put on? She said, about 20. So you got things on your head, little electrodes on your head. Everything's got a wire. Oh my gosh, there's tons of wires to keep up with and hang around you and all this and that. But they put this paste, this thick paste on the spots on your head, and that's what sticks the little electrodes. I guess that's what they're called. I like to never got that stuff washed out. And matter of fact, I feel like I still got some right here because when I put my glasses on, it kind of stuck. So I got a makeup remover and kind of wiped in there. But I had to wash and scrub. It got under my fingernails. But anyway, I knew from past experience to take a hat because I know what you look like when you come out of there and your hair's all whopped up with paste sticking in it. I took my hat. I mean, I was coming home in the dark. Wasn't nobody going to see me, but you never know. So they put all them electrodes on your head, like here, 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 here. You got here, your heart, your back, on your legs. You got a couple belts that wrap around you. You got a finger thing. She changed it because the first one, it's like they keep your oxygen, you know. It was so tight, my finger was throbbing. I could hardly sleep. So she come in there to check something. It took me forever to fall asleep. First of all, it was not my bed. It was hard. It was very uncomfortable. They were not my pillows. You have all this stuff just hanging everywhere. If you've been through it, you know it is not the most comfortable night of sleep. And she told me, well, she come in there and I said, yeah, I said, this thing is hurting. She said, well, let me get you another one. So she got one that you tape on. Well, it really didn't feel much better because they have to tape it hard. She asked me this morning, she said, was it hurting? I said, yeah. She said, a lot of people complain about that, said that they hurt. She said, I'm trying to tell them you got to get some new ones. But they're not going to listen to her, you know. But I did find out you have to go to school for that. She went to college over here in Charlotte for 2 years to get her diploma or degree, 2-year degree, whatever, to do that. And she had to work and put in her practice time and everything before she could get her job. And she says she's been doing it about 3 years now. She's a little 20-something-year-old girl, little sweet girl. She says she's from Alabama. I said, well, how you get from Alabama up here? She said her mom and dad both got promotions at their job at the same time, and her mom could either move to Arizona or here. And she said her mama said, we are not moving to Arizona. We cannot take that heat. I said, girl, no way. Matter of fact, I saw in the news this morning, 2 spots in Arizona. I think one was supposed to be 102 and one was supposed to be 106 today. Now, granted, it's a dry heat, or we have a humid heat here in the South, but still, it's heat, you know? That's heat. Speaking of heat, ours is supposed to pick up. It's supposed to be 75 today, but it's cold out there right now. That's why we're not on the porch. I will be on it, y'all, because I'm tired. But So she told me before I went in, she said, try to sleep on your back some, because they say that's when you have your most apneas, is when you're on your back. I don't sleep on my back. Used to, when I had my CPAP, I would sleep on my back for the most part, just because it was just easier that way than taking that thing sideways, which I finally eventually did. But I slept on my back, and I slept on my back in my chair for years before I could get back into bed when I lost enough weight. And I can't sleep on my back anymore. And so she woke me up. I'm guessing by the time she woke me up, I'm just kind of going back in my mind about how long, it may be about 4 o'clock or so, because they keep a camera on you, and then they got an intercom. They can talk to you. She said, when I rolled over on my back. So I rolled over on my back and never went back to sleep. My back was killing me on that hard bed. I couldn't roll back over to relieve the pain. I couldn't sleep. So I just laid there for like an hour and 15 minutes at least. Because I was home by 6. And that's her coming there, getting me up, unhooking me and everything like that. And I was home by 6. But I like to never got that mess out of my head. But that's what I told RJ. I said, I just don't believe I can pick him up and down today, because his last visit, which was a couple weeks ago, he was 17.8. Wesley. Yeah. He is a chunk. I'm going to tell you, once I bend over to put him down in his little thing, getting up is a struggle. Getting up with him with me is a struggle. So I told RJ, I said, I don't think I can do it today after the night I had. But at least that's over with and done. And yeah, I'm so sorry. We just had to fuss about that yawn, and I can't help it. I don't think if I wait till this afternoon, it's going to be any different. So I might as well just make this video now. But I'll be honest with you, I don't really care what the results are. I hope they come back and say I don't have apnea. But whatever they say, I'm not getting my CPAP back out. I didn't throw it away, but I packed it all up. It's in the closet. I'm not getting it back out. I'm not going back on it, because I'm sleeping just fine without it. So, I'm not doing it. Nope. So, that was my night last night. Today, I'm just gonna just sit around and watch TV. I'm not gonna do much, because I just don't feel like doing much. I think I do have one video I want to film. I think maybe today. I don't know. I told you the other day I wasn't gonna tell you what me and David was gonna do tomorrow, but I'm gonna tell you and just hope it don't jinx it. There is a Pizza Hut classic in Albemarle. Terry had sent me a thing a while back, my friend, and said that there were so many Pizza Hut classics left in the United States. So I did a search. This one is less than an hour away from us. It's like east of Charlotte, I guess you would say. Well, I had been telling David I wanted to go. Because it's got like the checkered tablecloths, the stained glass light fixtures, I think the salad bar, the feel of the 90s, I guess. Well, I was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, looking at estate sales and yard sales, and the other day, one come up for Albemarle. I told him, I said, now it's a Friday and Saturday estate sale, so there won't be much left on Saturday, but it said Saturday's 50% off. So, we're going to head to Albemarle, go to the estate sale, and go to the Pizza Hut Classic. And you know I'm going to bring you along, because who don't want to see a classic Pizza Hut? You know, fun fact, that was me and David's first date. Our first date was to go see the movie Home Alone 2 at the Gym Theater up here in Kannapolis, downtown. It's the historic theater, with RJ. And then we went to Pizza Hut first. I think we went to Pizza Hut first. And it was down in Concord, and so we went there and had pizza first and then went to the movies. That was our first date. And it was with RJ. I don't think anybody... Okay, I'm not going to tell you. Because we got to film our questions video. Oh my gosh, we have got to film that questions video, because I got 2 pages worth of questions. We've got to film that. I've got to get him pinned down to film that. But there's a question. It was talking about maybe a fun date, or I don't remember how it was phrased, but when I read it, I knew what my answer was going to be. And so I'm not going to tell you what I was fixing to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to wait and tell you on that video because it is fun. It is. I'll give you a hint. It's how he proposed to me. And it's a very sweet story, I think. Especially if you know David. He's not into his feels. He's just not. He's not a man's man by any stretch of the imagination. Like, rowdy, boisterous, like rough housing, practical joking man like that. He's not that kind of man. But he's not real deep into his emotions either. So he's just kind of, I don't know, he's just David. He's just David. So for him to do what he did and put as much thought into it, it made it extra special. But, oh gosh. I am so sorry. Listen, that butterfly quilt, that's what somebody else had called it, so I called it a quilt. I thought I had a place I was going to put it on my wall, but it's too wide for the spot. It's beside my tall shelves in there in the kitchen. It is just, it's too wide. So I don't know where I'm going to put it. I don't have another big enough spot of the wall to put it on. I do behind my door, but I like what I have hanging there. So I don't know. I've got to think about that because I really want it up somewhere. Look, I got my NASCAR. That's right, I'm still talking about it. Listen, I'm going to tell you what. I can get caught up in some comments on Facebook. I just can't. Because sometimes I just read stuff, I'm like, I just need to put my 2 cents worth in. Like it matters. But, so y'all know Dale Earnhardt Sr. And you know he's from my town. He's like our claim to fame. And you know, he died on the track, right? Well, he was a massive fan favorite. He was a rough driver. He drove a race car. If he wrecked you, he wrecked you. He was just that. He was my favorite. He was my favorite. Well, there's this young fella, Carson Hocevar. People keep comparing him to the late Dale Sr. And it makes some people mad because they say they see the same fire in him of his aggressive driving and all this and that and everything. And I gotta tell you, the little boy's growing on me. At first, he just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but the little boy's growing on me. I'll tell you, he's growing on me. And that's saying a lot for me and a NASCAR driver because y'all know who I am. Well, Darlington is this week. And typically Darlington has been their throwback race. It's not a throwback race this week, but some teams are still doing a throwback paint scheme. So his paint scheme is a throwback to Dale Earnhardt Sr. when he was with the Wrangler, the blue and yellow Wrangler car. And he's in his jeans and his leather jacket and cowboy hat. And so they painted the scheme of Carson's car and had him dressed like that as a tribute. Somebody on one of these NASCAR pages went berserk in all caps. And if you know anything about typing, texting, commenting, all caps means you're yelling. That if you didn't know, if you do all caps, that means you're yelling. It was this long of just on and on and on. And somebody commented, I'm like, exactly, dude needs to take a pill. Because he was like, he's never going to be Dale Earnhardt Sr. And nah. And so I said, exactly, he needs to take a pill. Dude needs to take a pill. Well, dude commented back to me about, he did. Basically, he did took a pill. He said, I did. He said, but it's just they compare him to Dale Earnhardt Sr. Nobody's ever going to be like him. And I'm just like, no, nobody will be like him. And I said, he was my favorite driver too. I said, but They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. It's just a tribute. And if people are comparing him to Dale Sr., it don't mean he is taking Dale Sr.'s place, So, I don't know, but I thought it was cool. I thought it was a very cool paint scheme, and his outfit was cool. I liked it. I liked it. Now, nobody on my team on Hendrick Motorsports, I saw the cars coming up. A lot of the teams are not doing throwbacks. A lot of them. And I don't know why. I guess because they didn't specifically say, okay, this is our throwback race like it always is. I don't know, but I think it's fun. I think it's fun to do a throwback to the days, I was thinking in my head, if Hendricks did it, then my boy, who drives 24, who was Jeff Gordon's number, I figured they would throw back to the Rainbow DuPont scheme on him. That's what I figured, but he still got his red, white, and blue Axalta this weekend, so. And Kyle Larson's still in his. Now, Chase Elliott, he's in a green something. I didn't see Alex Bowman's. Of course, Alex Bowman, now he's out with vertigo, and he's going to mix like the next 3 races. So that'll be like 5 races altogether he's missed from vertigo. And they say it can come from when he was in that race when his cool suit failed, and he got out and he was exhausted, and they had to treat him and everything. They say you can get the vertigo from that. So I don't know how they're having troubles. That boy's had some spells, like broke his back. He had something happen. He's had some tough times. But I told David, I said, now, we could just go to Darlington. It's just right down the road. He said, yeah, we can be there in about an hour. I said, we won't, but we could. So, but anyway, that's what we plan on doing tomorrow, knock on wood. Now, I got them coming today, finally, between like 12 and 5 or something like that, to fix my windshield. I finally got them called. So they're going to come out and replace my windshield today. So that'll be nice. I can finally take that old dirty car through the car wash. I ain't washed it since we've had the snow and the salt on the roads and all that, and it's filthy. But I was afraid to take it through a car wash, that it might beat that wind and break it through, So I did not do that. And then Jacob came yesterday, and of course he brought more tire caps. Changed the ones he brought for me, he put on my car, and I think he put the ones on my car, on Papa's car, and I think he took Papa's home. I think that's how it worked. He loves changing tire caps. I found some on Amazon that I think I'm going to order, and I told him, I showed them to him. He liked them. It's the Wicked Witch of the West? Yes. I said, now if I put them on there, though, you can't change them. So I don't know if I want to do that to him or not, because he loves changing them so much. And if I buy them and put them on there, he can't change them. I won't let him change them. So I don't know. But look at that child. I got him the other peeps, the other colors of the peeps, so he could pick what he wanted this week. Because last week he had the yellow peeps and found out, he loves them things. Well, let me tell you, honey. I got the blue bunnies. There was like 8 in a pack. I ate 1. He ate all other 7. He didn't even have any to take home. He ate all 7. He even got one. He said he wanted to do it like a s'mores, so he went and got a toothpick and stuck it on the bunny and ate it like that. He loves those things. Oh my gosh. I had him a candy necklace, so he wore it and bit those little hard things off every now and then. Had a couple kisses, couple chocolate coins. Hold on, I'm fixing to sneeze. Okay, I don't know where that came from. But we played and watched Nemo, Finding Nemo, and SpongeBob, and we played and went to Whataburger, and they were out of chicken fries, so he just wanted fries, so he only ate a few fries, and he ate Holly's, most of her bacon, and then as soon as we got home, he went for them peeps. That was, I ate out yesterday. I had that hot dog. That's what I had for breakfast. And then one day, I had that Happy Meal Tuesday. I ate my French fries going to Salisbury and my hamburger on the way home, the little kids meal hamburger. And then that night I had a chicken leg. No, not a chicken. I didn't eat a chicken leg. I got a free chicken little. And when I say it's about that big, that's about how big it is. I think it's a sandwich with 1 chicken tender on it, I think. But it's mayonnaise and pickles, and that's all it is. And let me tell you, that little thing was delicious. But in the app, if you spent $10, you could get a free one. So that was my supper. So while I did eat out 3 times, it wasn't a lot of food. It was one hot dog, like 3 or 4 French fries. It was a Happy Meal, and it was a chicken little. So that don't seem enough to me to keep me from losing weight. And I ain't been eating cookies or nothing like that. So I don't know. Just one of them snapshots in time, right? We'll get back to it next week. I'm not doing as good on my protein this week. I'll tell you that much. I have not done as good on that. I need to get better at that. So anyway, well, I think that's probably all I got to say today. I'm going to yawn again. I hope you're not fussing. I can't help it. I'm going to go in here and lay down, and if I fall asleep, I fall asleep. So anyway, that will be all for today and tomorrow. Oh, I've got to film my menu playing. So I'm not through. And I was thinking, I told you I bought new shirts, but I ain't wearing them just around the house, so you're still seeing the old shirt. I was coming here to sit down like, oh, you told me you had new shirts, and here you got one of your old ones on, but I'm not wearing a new shirt just to lay around this house. So anyway, come back tomorrow for menu planning grocery haul. See you then.